Hey everyone. Okay, today I'm going to give uh, the Baroque palette another try. I got pretty frustrated the first time I tried to use it because I couldn't build a gradient, and that actually seems like on some of the reviews that I've seen for it, like not video reviews but the written reviews, that was a complaint that they had, but there was only a few of them that didn't like it. And so I'm going to give it another try and see if I can't do something with it. Maybe I'll be in a better mindset today. I've already got my eye primer on, so we're just going to jump right in. My nose itches. And I'm going to start out with this shade here, Secret. It looks like it has a little bit of shimmer on it, but I'm hoping that when I use a brush with it, maybe uh, maybe the shimmer won't show up as much. It'll turn out more like a matte. What kind of brush is this? Blending brush, I guess. Trying to figure out what brush I want to use for it. And we'll go in with this one. So I'm going to go in with this shade Secret. Okay, that's not going to be the brush. Like honestly, I'm already frustrated. Like this palette, when I tried to use it the first time, it just made me so mad trying to get not only to build a gradient, but to get the colors to actually blend out. It's like you put them down and they stayed right there and they didn't move. And when you're trying, you need to be able to blend your eyeshadow, and it wasn't working. And it looks like it's doing the same thing. It will not blend out. Like you should, with any kind of eyeshadow, you should be able to put it somewhere and then blend it out a little bit further with a brush. And for some reason, you can't do that with this. It doesn't blend out at all. Like I am trying all the different brushes I have, and it is not blending out. Like this is really frustrating because the video reviews that I've seen, it's like they didn't have any problems. And I'm wondering if I guess that looks a little better, if the PR palettes that they sent out are better quality than the ones you buy. Like, I love ColourPop, but this should not be happening. Yeah, like it isn't going anywhere after you lay it down. You can't blend it out any. Like I know darker shades are a little harder to blend, but this is absolutely ridiculous. And this is the same problem that I was having when I first tried it, which I was recording a video when I was trying it, and I just cut the camera off because it was that bad. Like this is, you shouldn't have to put this much work into blending and making the color be where you want it to be. And these are brushes that I use all the time, so I know that these are good brushes. And it's an eye primer that I use all the time. And I know how it works. The only thing that's different is the eyeshadow palette. Like I am still working with that secret shade. I haven't even been able to move on to another shade because I'm having to put so much work into making this one shade work. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't take you 10 to 15 minutes to do one eyeshadow. Like obviously this video isn't going to get me on the PR list, but ColourPop, you've got to work on, instead of putting out a new palette every 2 seconds, you need to work on your quality some. Because y'all started out having the best quality, and now you're just putting out anything and everything, whether you know if it's good or not. And that's pretty disappointing considering how good y'all started out. Yeah, that's not going to blend at all. Like this is probably the worst palette that I've ever tried by them. Okay, I'm going to go in with Stunner, this dark shade here in the corner. And go in the outer corner with it. And it looks exactly like the other shade. Which means there'll still be no gradient. Like this is absolutely ridiculous. I did not pay the money that I paid to get the same shade over and over. Like it looks exactly like that other shade that I just put down. All right. Let's try to cover that up with the color Grand and see if it looks a little better. Once again, that's got shimmer in it, but I'm hoping it'll... Looks exactly like the other shades. ColourPop, this is ridiculous. Like, this makes me not want to support your brand anymore, is what this makes me do. And there is a whole lot of fallout in the pan with these shadows as well. Like a ridiculous amount of fallout. I don't see any on my face, but in the pan, it's insane. Like, you can see a little bit of a color difference after I've packed it on, but it's not blending out well. Blends right into the other shade and there's no gradient except for a harsh line. Which there should be no harsh lines. This is god awful. I guess I'll try to use this bougie shade to kind of, oh my god. Like, this is insane. To blend out this color up here. Make it look a little different, I hope. Alright, I'm going to try to go in with this shade Noble. Probably going to be a mistake doing that. And we're going to go in the lid here. And of course, that's not going to blend into the other colors, so it's going to be another harsh line. ColourPop, I will be sending this palette back to you because this is trash. That is all this is. It's just a heaping pile of trash. Okay, we're going to go in with this ritzy shade here and try to see if we can't do something else with it, because nothing else is working, so. Just going to go in the inner corner with it. Kind of mad at myself for going ahead and buying the Raw Beauty Christie palette through them, because all this tells me is they're not even trying with their formulas anymore. I hope they had enough respect for her to do better, but I don't have a whole lot of faith in that right now. Okay. Gonna go ahead and do the lower part of the lash, or the lower part of the eye. Usually I do my face makeup, but since I've lost all faith in this palette, I'm just going to go ahead and do the eyes, and maybe I can cover up how bad the eyeshadow is with my face makeup. I'm using that darker shade right in my lash line. And I didn't mean for that to go down that far, but because the fallout's so bad, that's what it's doing. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with, I guess, Baby. Haven't tried that shade yet. Haven't tried that disappointment yet. Why did that go on so dark? Maybe I should just use this light smudge brush here to kind of make it darker, because it made it darker on my lash line. That's not something I should have to do, but like, I tried to make this palette work. This is the second time, actually, that I've tried to make this palette work. And it's still absolute garbage, so Alright, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the camera for now, and I guess finish up the rest of my makeup and see if I can't fix the monstrosity that this palette has done. So I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, we're back, and I've got the rest of my face makeup done and my brows. My brows don't look good, but that's my fault. Final thoughts on this palette. I think you already know what my thoughts are on this palette. I do not recommend it, especially if you're a beginner with eye makeup. Even if you're a professional, I think you'd have a lot of problems with this palette. And I don't know why it's getting such high reviews, to be completely honest, unless there are different quality palettes being sent out. And the quality palette that I got is not good. There was a ridiculous amount of fallout in the pan. The colors would not blend at all. Like, you put them down and that's where they stayed. So there's a harsh line all over them. You couldn't build a gradient with them because when you, the colors look like, the shades look different in the pan, but when you put them on your eye, they become all the same color. So that's probably one reason why you can't build a gradient. But they were just extremely powdery, and it was a mess to work with. And this is the second time I've tried it, and I became just as frustrated as I did the first time I tried it. So I do not recommend this palette. Save your money for maybe a higher quality palette that you see. There's a lot of cool tone palettes coming out right now, and they're probably a lot better than this one. On that note, I'm going ahead and go. I've got the Raw Beauty Christie collab coming in the mail. I don't know if I'll do a review with it, considering how frustrated I got with this palette by ColourPop. We'll just wait and see what happens. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.